The Baobab tree legend is one of the most fascinating myths told across Africa. The story explains why the baobab tree, with its strange and unique appearance, looks as though it is growing upside down. This legend is deeply rooted in African oral tradition and is passed down from generation to generation. In this video, we will explore the myth, the symbolism of the baobab tree, and the lessons it teaches about humility and respect for nature. So let us begin this journey into the heart of African folklore. The baobab tree is often called the tree of life. It is known for its massive trunk, thick branches, and ability to store water in arid lands. From a distance, it almost appears as if its roots are reaching into the sky rather than into the earth. This unusual shape gave rise to the legend that the gods themselves planted the tree upside down. But the reason behind this divine act, according to the myth, is arrogance and pride. Long ago, when the gods created the world, they planted many trees across the earth. Each tree was given beauty, strength, and purpose. Among them, the baobab was a tree of great importance. It had a mighty trunk, capable of storing water to survive in the harshest climates. Its bark could be stripped for ropes and cloth, yet it grew back again. Its fruit was rich in nutrients, and its leaves provided medicine. It was truly a tree full of blessings and abundance. But as the baobab grew, it became proud of its gifts. It looked around at the other trees and began to boast. The baobab said to the tall palm trees, "Look at me, my trunk is stronger than yours." It said to the graceful acacia trees, "Your branches are weak, but mine can withstand storms." It mocked the fruit trees, saying, "Your fruit feeds few, but mine nourishes many." The baobab forgot humility and began to act as though it was greater than all others. The gods watched the baobab with patience. At first, they allowed its arrogance, hoping it would learn wisdom. But as time passed, the baobab only grew more boastful. It drank deeply from the soil and sky, storing water while other trees withered in drought. Instead of giving thanks, it mocked the thirsty plants and declared itself the king of the forest. The arrogance of the baobab disturbed the balance of creation. Other trees grew restless, and harmony in the land began to fade. Finally, the gods decided that something had to be done. They could not allow pride to overshadow the lessons of nature. So they gathered and passed out judgment upon the baobab. The gods said, "You, baobab, have been given great blessings, but you have forgotten humility. You mock your fellow trees and boast of gifts that were never yours to claim. Therefore, we shall punish you so that you may never again be arrogant." And with great power, they uprooted the baobab from the earth. But instead of destroying it, they turned it upside down. They thrust its branches into the earth and left its roots pointing toward the sky. The baobab was silenced, humbled by its punishment. No longer could it boast of beauty, for its appearance became strange and unsettling. To this day, the baobab stands as if planted upside down, a reminder of divine justice. The people of Africa looked upon the baobab and learned an important lesson. They saw that pride and arrogance lead to downfall. They understood that every gift comes from the Creator and must be respected. The baobab became a living story, a silent teacher, standing tall in the landscape. But the baobab was not stripped of its blessings. Even in its punished form, it continued to provide for the people. Its water saved villages during drought. Its fruit, rich in vitamin C, became a source of nourishment. Its bark provided materials for ropes and cloth. Its leaves became healing medicine for the sick. Thus, the gods showed mercy, balancing punishment with purpose. Over time, the baobab became sacred in many African cultures. Some tribes believed spirits lived within its massive trunk. Others said ancestors gathered under its shade to listen to prayers. Children grew up hearing the legend, learning that strength without humility is dangerous. The baobab stood not only as a tree, but as a spiritual reminder of balance. The legend of the baobab spread across the continent. In West Africa, the tree is seen as a symbol of community, for villagers gather around it. In Southern Africa, it is respected as a place of wisdom, where elders share stories. In East Africa, it is seen as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Everywhere it grows, the baobab carries the weight of its legend. The myth also reflects a deeper truth about human nature. Like the baobab, people often forget humility when they receive blessings. We boast of wealth, beauty, or knowledge, forgetting that these gifts are temporary. The baobab's upside-down form teaches that arrogance can twist beauty into strangeness. It warns us that respect for others and gratitude for blessings are essential in life. The baobab also represents resilience. Despite its punishment, it continues to thrive in harsh lands. It reminds people that even when humbled, one can still serve others. The legend shows that true greatness is not in boasting, but in giving. The baobab, though upside down, is still the tree of life. African folklore often blends myth with practical wisdom. The baobab's legend teaches children and adults alike. It teaches respect for nature. For every tree, plant, and animal has its role. It teaches gratitude, reminding people to give thanks for what they have. And most of all, it teaches humility, the foundation of harmony. To this day, storytellers across Africa share the tale of the baobab. They gather around fires or under the very tree itself. They tell children how the gods planted it upside down as punishment for arrogance. They remind their listeners that pride leads to downfall. And they end with a call to live with humility and respect. In this way, the baobab legend continues to live. It is not just a story of the past, but a guide for the present. It speaks not only to Africa, but to all humanity. For in every culture, pride and humility shape the destiny of people. The baobab, standing upside down, whispers its ancient warning to all who see it. So, the next time you see an image of the baobab, remember its story. Remember that even the greatest gifts can become a curse without gratitude. Remember that strength without kindness becomes weakness. And remember that humility is the root of true greatness. The baobab legend shows us that nature itself is a teacher. Its trees, rivers, and mountains carry wisdom for those who listen. The baobab, with its upside-down form, is one of the clearest voices of that wisdom. It speaks without words, teaching the power of humility. And so, our journey through the legend of the baobab tree comes to an end. We have explored its arrogance, its punishment, and its lasting lessons. We have seen how this tree became both a warning and a blessing. It is truly one of Africa's most remarkable stories. If you enjoyed this story of the baobab tree legend, make sure to like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating myths, legends, and stories from around the world. And do not forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.